Cindy, look at you. Outside, enjoying the sunshine.
Good
Boy,
morning.
I wish we would have done Evergreen. Hi, Peter.
Good morning, Kimber. Am I all on? Okay, there I am. Trying to get all this stuff, and I'm going to try to load the PowerPoint. If I have authority, Cindy. Let's see. Share screen. Oh, I see. Hold on.
Uh-oh, where'd Cindy go?
Took a break. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Share. And let's see. Slideshow. Come on. It works. I did it.
Awesome.
Hey, Kimber, we're going to, oh, thanks for your bio. I'll go through that. One of the things that Steve had asked about being able to promote his company, and I explained to him about sponsorship, and they have the access to the list and all that stuff. So what we agreed to do was to when Cindy sends out the email for the survey, that in it we'll put Steve's name, and that if anybody had any questions or needed anything from PSAV, that they could either email him or call him. But I didn't, you know, we're going to obviously want to thank you too, but I don't know if, I don't think you want me to put your name. If you have questions, call Kimber. You know, you're busy as it is. You know, so, you know, I'll just, you know, thank you first, and then thank Steve. And if you have any questions for the PSAV, that certainly contact him directly. So just so you know, but we won't give out your information.
I mean, you can give out my email if you want to. That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I don't answer phone numbers that I don't recognize. So if you give out my cell phone, I probably wouldn't answer them.
Yeah. Nah, when we get enough of them to begin with, you know. So, so you're still, you have March next year, I see, at Hershey. Still holding on to that and crossing your fingers.
Yeah, we're hoping. We are preparing for the possibility of virtual or like a hybrid.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. We were already planning for this year's conference that we had to cancel. We were planning to live stream that already.
Right. But that was in March, right?
Yes.
Okay. Was that at a Kalahari, or?
It was going to be in Pittsburgh at the Pittsburgh the David L. Lawrence Convention Center.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So COVID happened. The governor shut down schools the Friday before our conference. Our conference was supposed to start the following week on Tuesday. So,
wow. Yeah. That's tough. But you
Yeah.
know, it's, and you're feeling okay. You got past your flu, whatever it was.
Yeah. My body just reacts really dramatically to any sort of infection.
Mm.
So I mean, I've never been diagnosed with any sort of like immune system issues, but my immune system definitely is just weaker than the average person. So
Right.
I catch
Now,
anything and everything and it just goes to
it's too bad.
extreme.
Do you have allergies? Because I know that's been pretty bad.
Yeah, I do have allergies, but surprisingly, my allergies really haven't been too horrible.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. So any trips planned or doing anything fun since you've entered the world of green?
um, no, not really. I actually bailed out of a beach trip that was supposed to be this coming weekend,
Oh,
just because I'm being very picky about who I'm going to take the risk with.
right,
Um,
right.
and so I'm trying to make sure that I'm taking that risk with people that are also taking precautions versus people that are quote over it and not
Yeah,
taking
right.
precautions anymore. So
I know. It's, you know, I went out, I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and you know, you go to the building, it was just blood tests, and but they have a table outside with the nurse sitting there with the computer, and they take your temperature, you got to wear your mask, and you have to answer the questions, and then you go in there and everything is, I mean, you feel safe, you know,
yeah,
but it's when you go to the grocery store and only half the people are wearing the mask. It's like, come on, you know. But
yeah. I
yeah,
don't
I'm
even
just
go in the
really,
grocery store.
oh no, you don't. Huh.
No, I do the pickup outside. It's just
Okay.
so much easier. I don't have to worry about putting my mask on to go inside, search
Right.
around, touching things.
Right.
Um,
Right. Yeah. Touch stuff and then come back out. And yeah, I know it's pretty bizarre. You know,
yeah.
my son Christopher, he went to, it's called Myers Dairy, and it's just a mom and pop ice cream milk store here in town. And he was walking in, and he's the same. He's just, you know, very cautious. And this elderly gentleman without a mask walked in and tripped and fell right on his face. So Christopher, you know, just said, "Sir, can I help you get up?" And this guy definitely had mental issue. He said, "F you, you Muslim," because he had a mask on, you know. And then these two guys sort of laughed at it, and the guy got up and went inside, and he was swearing at the cashier and, you know, just being really obnoxious, you know.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, I would say get his license plate number and let somebody know he needs to go back to the Meadows, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all types, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll go through. I'll just welcome everybody. I'll just touch base on the future events coming up. I'll thank the sponsors, and then I'll just, you know, talk about the format that we'll review the 11 questions that were submitted already, and we'll go through those one by one. And if everybody can make sure their phones are on mute, and if they have a question or about the topic or the question we're talking about, that they can chat directly to Keith and say, "I have a question." And then as we go through that, he can then interrupt. Well, you know, Abir, you have a question, then unmute her and she can ask the question. I think it would be better to hear it from the member, the question, instead of just reading off the chat. But I think using the chat to put your finger up and say, "Look, I have a question," you know, because it might come in order. There might be several questions based on that one question.
Okay.
So we'll go through that, and then I'll tell people that, you know, if something's not covered through the 11 questions, at the end, if you have a question that is a new question, just save it for the end, and then we'll ask those questions as they come up. Because my thought process, if they ask a question in the middle of it, one of those questions might be one of the 11 questions. You know, so. Morning, Keith.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning. I had a lot of noise going on and I was over here. This is what I was doing. Roasting coffee beans.
It must be nice.
It's my third batch and it's making a lot of noise, so I had to be quiet until it finished.
Noted.
It is like so beautiful out. Hard to be inside.
Yeah. Hey, Keith, I was just telling Kimber that I'll go through a welcome, future events, mention the sponsors, and then talk about the format that we have the 11 questions, and that as we're going through each question, if you have a question about that question, that they should chat directly to you. And then before we end that question, you can see who submitted, not that they have to tell us the question, but just that they have a question. And then you can just say, you can unmute them and say, Abir, you want to, ask your question, and let them say it right from their